Hi, good morning. My name is Saurabh. I'm a data privacy professional. Today I'm going to speak on a cross-border data transfer, which is very hot topic in current in privacy among the privacy professionals. After the SRIMS 2 judgment, uh, now the data transfers from one country to other country, especially from Europe to the US and any other part of from the Europe, is very tough. And uh, CJU, a top court of the Europe, has said now the standard contractual clauses had need to be adhered when the data transfers taken place from one country to other country. Let me give you a background about the SRIMS, right? When I'm setting up a tone for the international data transfer, cross-border data transfers. So SRIMS is an Austrian advocate, uh, and he's a lawyer, and the founder of a company called NOIB. The case which he filed is known by the C311/18, and SRIMS lost the first complaint in June 25th, 2013 in Data Protection Commissions, Iris Data Protection Commissions against the Facebook. And what was his the argument? He said the Facebook from his headquarter in the Europe, Ireland, transferring data of the European data subject to the US, and where is the NASA doing the surveillance on that data, right? So that was the first argument from the SRIMS. And SRIMS case was brought to the High Court of Ireland, and thereafter High Court referred to the top court, which is called CJU. And October 6, 2015, CJU was declared the safe harbor mechanism was invalid. So was the SRIMS one case. Again, Sims was not happy, and then again he went to the DPC, and again lost the complaint against the Facebook, and says that still Facebook is transferring data from the Europe to the US, and data surveillance happened from the government agency, which is, I said, the NASA. So what happened in April 2018, Irish High Court referred to the case again to the top court of Europe, which is called CJU. And CJU on July 16, 2020, given a judgment saying that because that point of time the privacy shield was being used in the US from the data transfer from the Europe to the US. Court says the privacy shield is invalid, but they uphold the validity of SSC, which is called standard contractual clauses. But what are the what are the wrong thing the CJU found in the privacy shield? The court found that US public authority use and access your data were not restricted by the data by the GDPR principle or data privacy principles. If we read the GDPR clearly, GDPR says only the exemption has given for the archiving purpose, public interest, scientific, historical research, and only that to the for the data subject right. So in that key area, you need not to give a data subject whatever the right they got, right? Like right to delete, right to be forgotten. But you cannot do the surveillance on these data as well. Okay. But thereafter, Europe has the European Commissions came in the picture once the CJ have given the judgment on the SSC upholding. So European Commissions had modernized the standard contractual clauses, and they had given a four module of the standard contractual clauses. One is the controller to controller, second module called controller to processor, third module called processor to processor, and fourth module called a processor to controller. And on January 15, 21, EDPB, which is called European Data Protection Board, and EDPS, European Data Protection Supervisory, issue a joint statement, and they issue a two set of European Commission's standard contractual clauses. One is called contract between controller and processor, and second called a transfer of personal data to the and SRIMS 2 has given like after SRIMS 2 judgment, European Commission has said that now the data from the Europe only transfer to the other part of the world on these bases, which is called adequacy decisions. So if we talk about the adequacy, there are the almost 12 countries which have been adequate from the Europe. So the what it means of adequacy, like similar data privacy law being found in that country as well, like Japan, South Korea, now China also got the data privacy law, UK also got the data privacy law. So these countries fall under the adequacy decisions. The standard contractual clauses, as I'm speaking on the standard contractual clauses, binding corporate rules, appropriate safeguard, EDPB guidance, right, and derogations. And if we talk about this SSC, so when European Commission released the new SSC, they have given certain transition period. So transition period of 3 months from the old SSC to the new SSC, and deadline to the finish this is the 27 September 2021. Organization must stop using the old SSC in the new contract. If they are signing any organization signing the new contract, they must stop using the old SSC, and by September 27th. The prior SSC can continue to the use for the existing data transfer up to the 18 months, not more than that. And all existing contract must be transitioned to the new SSC by December 27, 2022. So after December 27, 2022, nobody can use by any chance the old SSC. Okay, and the European Commission says that you have, when you are formalizing the SSC, you have to use the description of the transfer, transparency, security measures, and sub processes. After European Commissions, the EDPB also have given a certain recommendations, which is called European Data Protection Boards, which is called supplementary measure. And European Data Protection Board released this supplementary measure on November 12, 2020, and this have been adopted on the June 18, 2021. So there was a six roadmap which is given by the EDPB. One is called Know Your Transfer. Second call, identity the transfer tools you are relying on, which is called adequacy decisions. Article 46 GDPR transfer tools including SSC and BCR, derogations. And third call, asset, where the Article 46 GDPR transfer tools you are relying on, like transfer factors, accessing law, assessment outcomes. Fourth call, adopt supplementary measures. Fifth call, take a procedural step if you have identified effective supplementary measures. And sixth call, re-evaluate at appropriate intervals. EDP recommendations, the European Essential Guarantee also. European Data Protection Boards has asked from the third party or third country if the data being transferred, so they have to give certain guarantee also. So what are the guarantee? So why EDP is asking this? Because they wanted to avoid this national surveillance. Like as I said, NASA wears surveillance on the European data subject data, right? So they don't want their European data subject data being surveillanced by any of the countries. So they have asked the guarantee number one, processing data should be based on clear and precise. Guarantee number two, necessity and proportionality with regards to the legitimate interest. Guarantee number three, an independent oversight mechanism should exist. Guarantee number four, effective remedies need to be available to the individual. So now I will talk about the case study. Hamburg DPA warned regional Senate not to use a Zoom. Zoom got a certain surveillance feature like Zoom generate ID, which is between from 9 to 10, 11 a digit for the participant to gain the access. And researchers have found that these meeting ID are easy to guess and even for and brute force attack. Okay. At fault, here are Zoom default setting which don't encourage password to be set for the meeting and allow any participant to share their screen. Zoom calls and broadcast spawn SOX video. Zoom, after it was discovered that users were vulnerable to their personal informations being used to the targeted ads. So target ad and personal ad, our personal ID, our data subject personal ID being shared with the Facebook, Amazon, and they are personalizing and targeting me personally. Even a European Commission and European Data Protection Board has warned to the Microsoft Office 365. If you are implementing Microsoft 365, you have to do the data protection impact assessment, because the commissions found that 365 transferring file name, path, email, and meeting ID. And European Commissions and EDPB has warned to the US for the surveillance purpose, because US does not have any holistic privacy law so far, because they got California privacy law first, but that is not as prominent as the GDPR. Because but they only has given certain right into data subject, but they did not talk about the surveillance at all. Okay, and when we talk about the GDPR and after CJU judgment, so only the data can be transferred from the Europe to the US on the basis of standard contractual clauses, because Europe top court found that their data subject data being surveillance by the from their country. Okay, so thank you so much for watching me. Wait my next video. Till then, take care. Bye. Thank you.